Cam, that was appalling because they attributed something to you that you never said, you never meant. I mean, that's shameful what they did to you.
It's not surprising, but I appreciate it. You know, we've been talking about this on NRA News Cam and Company over the past couple of days. So the quote was actually it was me responding to an anti-campus carry article in the University of North Carolina student newspaper. And one of the objections the author had to campus carry was that, in her words, it would, quote, further burden the victim of sexual assault with defending herself. So in talking about this op-ed, I said, you know, look, the fact of the matter is that in the moment of that attack, it is not up to the attacker to prevent that attack, right? They're not going to find their moral compass or come to their senses. In that moment, the burden of stopping that attack is on the victim. Now, that's not victim blaming.
No.
That's trying to get folks to acknowledge, everybody to acknowledge that you have not just the right to defend yourself, but you have a responsibility to try to protect yourself, because ultimately it is going to be up to you.
Well, that goes back to you are your own first responder. I've heard this advice from law enforcement. I've heard it from military. When you're attacked, I mean, you are your first line of defense, you yourself, before law enforcement, before anyone else can come to you and help you. But of course, you know, these are the individuals who think that you must outsource I mean, they're not really, Kim, these people aren't really, Shannon Watson, the Everytown, the Bloomberg, they're not really anti-gun. They're anti for hiring people to carry it for them, and they just don't want you to carry it.
Well, what's amazing is, like, this attitude that they're expressing here, it seems that they're not just opposed to carrying a gun for self-defense, they're opposed to self-defense, right? I mean, even if your advice is, ladies, carry a tongue depressor so you can vomit on your attacker, you're still telling people to fight back, right, just in a different way than using a firearm. This is sort of shaming women into the idea of thinking that self-defense is not a valid thing.
Exactly. That somehow they are less valuable, and the attacker who is committing this atrocity upon you, that his considerations and his care come first over yours, the victims. And they're basically accusing you of what they're inherently saying.
Yeah, projection, I guess.
Yeah, completely.
But, you know, the thing is that, Dana, I think that anybody who actually reads the quote understands that's not blaming the victim at all.
No,
that's actually encouraging, and people to think about their own protection. So I don't know what kind of traction.
You want women to protect themselves? That's so ignorant. Oh.
Right, I know. And it's weird because I'm married and I have two daughters. So why would I want women to be able to protect themselves?